Damn it, fellas. Look here.
Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Troy Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the Power Band. This is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, Mr. the Wolverine.
Mr. November.
He likes it hot. Along with my intrepid life companions. Head in a jar he go.
Mr. October.
Hi.
And
Mr. December.
Without further ado, Mr. November.
What's up?
What's going on? Welcome to the show, folks. This week we are doing a guest request, as we've often done at the end of a show where we've had a guest. We've let them pick the next show that we do, and John Pyburn, in his infinite wisdom, seems to be colluding with the other of you in the little sewing circle, and he played a special Uno card to get us to do Brain Candy finally. So we are doing the 1996, I'm happy to say, comedy cult classic now, Kids in the Hall Brain Candy, starring the Kids in the Hall and a couple of other people. Let's get into it, man.
Brendan Fraser.
High level, yeah.
Brendan Fraser. And Brendan Fraser. Yeah.
And introducing Brendan Fraser.
Even though he had already done a bunch of major movies at this point.
Everything.
Yes. Slab, why don't you go first? And include like how I think we should all include like how we got tipped onto this movie, because everybody that listens to this show knows that we are total hounds for this movie, and kind of the reason we never wanted to do it is because we've already quoted it like a zillion times in other episodes.
We've actually done an episode. Someone out there can do a fan edit of an episode out of all of the bits we've spoken about.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I guess not to go super crazy verbose here, but like, watched Kids in the Hall back in the day. I wouldn't say like I watched it like 50 times each episode, but I watched it a lot, like when it was on. Loved it. It's such a quirky comedy troupe, vibe. Like, I was a huge fan of In Living Color and The State, and Kids in the Hall, I think, all kind of fall into a somewhat similar bucket of like a little bit more like crazy side of comedy. Like, I always associate SNL with being a little less fucking loopy, but that could just be my perception.
Sure.
And then later you got like, Mr. Show with Bob and David and stuff. And so like, I'm a fan of all of these kinds of things. And then I was, let's see, I mean, when did this come out? Like 96. So I was in high school, halfway through high school. And I just remember like watching it 50 times. And then like, there's this, a friend of mine, Aaron, in like wood shop, and we used to just like quote this to each other while trying not to cut our fingers off. And like, it was just like the most quotable fucking movie, and has always had just the hugest place in my heart. And every time I watch it, I'm just so enamored. And like, I don't know, I think like the last 5 or 6 times I've watched it over the last 10 years, maybe, each time, like, I bet you that this isn't as good as I remember. And every time I'm like, fuck, this is really good. So
I
like,
know.
I think the last piece of my high level is like, I enjoy it, but like, I've tried to show it to others, like girlfriends, over time, and it's just complete fucking miss for anyone I've ever tried to introduce this to that didn't see it at the time. And I'm hoping that you guys had a different result, but I just cannot get anyone to enjoy it.
Sure.
But I still do. So that's kind of my vibe.
I like it. Benoit.
So I watched Kids in the Hall religiously.
Fuck yeah.
For some reason, I feel like it was like there were new episodes on HBO on like Saturday night, maybe. So I just remember like my buddy Ryan would come over, and like, my older brothers would like get some booze for us, and we'd stay up late and watch like Kids in the Hall and the Headbangers Ball.
Nice.
I feel like that was a thing, but I might be wrong. But maybe it was like sometimes like he was there on Friday and we watched Kids in the Hall instead of the Headbangers Ball.
Sure.
I don't know. But anyways, I watched it religiously and loved it. And I don't know. I don't think I'd seen the movie. I don't think I'd seen Brain Candy, but I started dating this girl who was a massive Kids in the Hall fan. And I think she introduced me to the movie, if I'm
remembering.
I'm not
correctly.
100% there, but it's either that or we just watched it a lot. Like we had it.
Sure.
So that's it. And the movie is just terrific. Just terrific.
It's just terrific, everybody.
And I don't know, like I think most people I know think it's hilarious. I haven't had, I don't know. I mean, there are probably some people I've dated in the past that would have hated it, but I wouldn't have showed it to them anyways.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. Just to comment on that, but I don't know. That's it, I guess.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. I sort of similarly found it. I wasn't like a turbo fan of the show, but I definitely liked the show. And it was weird and different, right? So like you've got American comedy, right? And then you have, you know, you always had those people that like loved Monty Python and British humor, and then other people that just didn't care for it. It just didn't sit with them, you know, whatever the reason was. And Canadian humor is definitely a thing, and it's definitely got its own vibe going. And I think these guys are like some of the best example of that. And Chad and I have kind of talked about that many, many times over the years. But I don't really remember how I found the movie. I think I just was like looking around one day, like probably in the early 2000s. And I was like, dude, these guys made a movie. And I was like, shit. And then I watched it, and then I watched it.
And then you like Funtown autoed out on it.
Yeah, I totally Funtowned on it, man. Like I watched it so many, you know, just like you guys probably, I watched it so many times, man.
Yeah.
Still have my original DVD. Still
Same.
love firing up that original DVD. It's great, man. It is. I watched a great Kevin McDonald interview today from 8 years ago, and the guy that introduced him said comedy cult classic, right? And it's like, oh, okay, right, because it's been long enough, right, that now it is a comedy cult classic, and like younger audiences have since discovered them since they finished the film. Between then and doing the other TV show, like they found the reruns and become fans, and it's definitely become a cult hit. When we started really getting into it, I don't think it quite was yet, but I've never actually encountered the situation where I've showed it to somebody and they were just like, I don't get it. Most of the people I know are just like, love it. Like my brother loves it. You guys love it. People that I'm close to like just think it's brilliant, man. And it is brilliant. It's a great commentary on, it's kind of ironic what it talks about because like pharmaceuticals are so ever present now, you know what I mean? But like back then, according to Kevin in the article, it was, they were kind of riffing on like the whole Prozac thing from the 90s, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a great movie, man. Like it's so funny from beginning to end. I'm all about people like playing characters. I always loved doing that myself when I was on stage and doing theatrical things, and I loved, like Chad said, Saturday Night Live, any of those sketch shows, Mr. Show. I always loved what Eddie Murphy did in his movies when he would play multiple characters. Like, I just love that, man. And I loved how these guys did, they were a troupe, man, and they really stuck hard to that. And they always played all the female characters too, which I just think is hysterical,
Yeah. As a 15 or 14-year-old, I always thought that like extra funny,
Absolutely, man. And,
like you said, lines up with the Monty Python thing too.
Definitely. But like, a lot of like the great characters in the movie are like them playing the females.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're so freaking funny. So anyway, we can just kind of transition from there.
Yeah. I was a little bit bummed when I heard you guys talking about how Foley was kind of on the outs. I didn't know any of that history stuff. And it's kind of like water under the bridge, I suppose, for them now. But
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer.
But at the time, they've had, it's interesting, man, because like when I was watching that interview with Kevin McDonald, he was talking about how all of like the fights that they've had, and it seems like they've had like a fairly like contentious relationship, the five of them, you know what I mean, over the years. Not in like a let's all put it in the National Enquirer kind of way, but more that like, some of them would really stand hard to let the artistry and just like being artists and not selling out. And then others of them wouldn't. And it would kind of create like situations where they would get stuck and they wouldn't make a decision because not everybody was on board or whatever. That's the impression I got anyway. Like they had the opportunity to do an ad for Gap back in the 90s, and like two of them were like, no, it's selling out, and the other three were like, we should totally do it. It'll help us get some, some eyeballs. You know what I mean? So like the whole thing with looping back, the whole thing with Dave was that he didn't like the direction of the movie, so he quit the troupe, like officially quit the troupe, and he was cast in news radio right at that time. So because contractually they couldn't leave him out of the film, like everything that he had filmed, or whatever they put in the movie. But he was allegedly he was supposed to do a lot more characters than that. It just didn't happen, and that's why he doesn't play any female characters.
Yeah.
I mean, to say that he's, I mean, I never really noticed him having a small part in the movie.
Yeah,
like,
same.
I think he plays a lot of characters, and like playing the role of Marv is pretty significant as it is. So
yeah, totally.
There's that.
Have you guys seen or heard of the documentary on the Dana Carvey show, Too Funny to Fail, by chance?
No, I haven't.
No.
I just stumbled across it and watched it, and it was similar. It's actually worth checking out. I can get a truck to drive by your house with it if you'd like.
Cool.
They got on network TV and were just doing really weird shit post Wayne's World, and like it just imploded in a bad way. And it really sounds a lot like this, where like they stuck to their artistic guns, and in hindsight they were ahead of the time, but at the time everyone just saw it as offensive, because it was network as opposed to like being on HBO or something like Chappelle's show on Comedy Central or something. And similar to what you were saying in part with the Dave Foley stuff, and then more broadly there was like the Cancer Boy stuff. The studio was trying to cut the Cancer Boy stuff because they thought it was offensive, and then as a result of the fight that was picked, the executives cock blocked the marketing and just torpedoed the movie. And like in hindsight they wish that they hadn't done that. And same with the Gap ad stuff, where they were just like being I think understandably artistic, but it's like at the expense of it working or getting the financials and stuff. So but it seems to be like a common thread in I don't know, probably all movies, but in the comedic area especially, is because like you're pushing the edge and people get really upset about it because they're fucking milquetoast vanilla idiots, But I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is I'd never paid attention to the, I don't know, tongue-in-cheek social commentary stuff, like the Prozac whatever stuff, and like it's like it's actually pretty damn sharp as a critique of that era, like an Idiocracy. Like the longer it goes, the more true it becomes, kind of thing, So
yes,
I was always there just for the walls, but it's very good. So do we make this the most serious podcast ever? Like, don't have any laughs throughout. I think we should.
I was just thinking about that. I mean, we dare not quote the movie in this episode. Oh, I'm sure a sort of random.
It'll happen.
Yeah, spirited bout of that will happen at some point, but
I was chatting to a buddy at work, and I was like talking about this, and I was just like, it's one of the funniest movies ever made, and he's like, really? I was like, yeah, but you'd fucking hate it, like it's just like you have to have been there, whatever. I'll give it to you or whatever. You should watch it, but like don't expect to like it as much as I like it or whatever. But when I watched it, I was like kind of watching it through the lens of like, would a person, it's kind of like when someone walks up to you like, yo, check out this funny video, man, on YouTube. And then they like sit you down for a 45-minute video. And you're just like, why are we standing here? Why are you showing me the longest video ever? No, wait, it gets good in a minute.
Can I have that time back?
And like watching it, from the beginning, it's really like, I don't know. It's very sketchy. Like it's like short little bursts of comedy that introduce you to the idea of these dudes all dressing up into different characters. And I suppose I never realized just how many of the characters came from the show, just because like I was aware of the show, but not at that level of depth, I guess. So
Yeah, and again, that's another artistic thing. Just to add to that is that they were really keen on making like new characters. You know what I mean? They were kind of not as keen on including characters that were in the show, even though they did obviously end up doing just that. You know what I mean? But I think like, I don't know, responding to what you just said, like I could see how somebody could not get into it, but I don't know if I could watch it through that. Even if I did watch it through that, try to watch it through that lens of like somebody that never saw it, it would be hard to not think it's funny.
yeah, it's less that and more just like, is it so weird that somebody would just be like, I don't know, like it's pretty
right.
sharp.
It is sharp. And I think like as a film, like it's well structured, right? So we can certainly talk about that part of it. And like, I like the way it establishes everything in the beginning, right? It kind of gives you like a smattering of like the people that inhabit this world that they've created, right? You know, with the exception of Don Roritor, you know, we get a lot of these little sort of side characters and some not so side characters, you know, and everybody, because it's like, you know, facets of society that are commenting on and being affected by the drug, right? And so we sort of get that as an establishment, you know, and then of course there's the Croatian cab driver who sort of kind of narrates the whole story really in like bookend form, I guess, more than anything, you know, but I like the way that the film opens and establishes that, you know, and every time I watch the opening of the film, like I get really excited, you know, because it's really good, you know. I love the way that they structure it, you know, where you get like the sort of the scuzz buckets with the stolen pest control van, you know, in the beginning on the side of the street, and like, you know, the weird guy flexing in front of the mirror, and like, you know, we get our first little taste of Grievo, which is super great, you know. Like it's just, I don't know, it entices you in to like want more. At least that's how it affected me, you know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I still kind of feel that way when I watch it, you know. I'm like, I know I get excited. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's like the first taste, you know. And the first half of the movie really kind of explores a lot of that up until they, you know, the whole thing with the pill falls out, and then it switches to like the sort of comatorium timeline and the exposure sort of timeline, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, it's not just like a bunch of like guys just being stupid and wearing like wigs and shit. I mean, it's like, it's a story, and it's like, it's really well written too, man. You know, like when you have the well written story and then you play it, you know, as a performer, it's like, it hits,
Yeah.
you know, and that's why I guess part of what I'm trying to say is like, this is why this is so good, because it's so well written, you know, and it's like, you have a very kind of straight through line, right? Outline, through line, storyline, and then, you know, it's just fleshed out by like all of this really great comedy, you know, and they all write. And one of the things Kevin McDonald was complaining about in the interview that I saw was that excuse me, was that the unfortunate thing about the situation with Foley at the time was that the film is missing his comedy like muscles. Like, he really lamented that, you know, Dave wasn't writing with them all on the same, you know, level, because it's missing that. You know what I mean? I'll take a breath.
I mean, in a way, I kind of like that it's missing him, not because I don't like him, but just because it's interesting to see the difference, you know? The difference in tone. It's kind of like, you know, when fucking Ringo makes a song, you know, you're like, oh, interesting.
Sure.
Yeah. Octopus's Garden. Cool, man.
Right. And I think I wouldn't change the movie, right? Like, I think it's absolutely perfect the way it is. And Dave Foley's in it plenty, as far as I'm concerned, you know, for my taste. But I found that interesting, you know. But again, like, the story is really solid, man. You know, like, these guys know how to write well, you know, and it really shows. Not just stage comedy sketches either, man, because this is like a full-on movie, dude. And I mean, it's like, it's brilliant in layers, man, you know?
Yeah. I'm curious if you guys feel this way, but I feel like it kind of loses steam in the last half hour, and I feel the same way about like Super Troopers. Like, it seems like a comedy feature film can really struggle because like a sketch is not a 90-minute story, you know? Like, I don't hold it against it that it has a hard time in the last half an hour, but like I always kind of just like lose focus in the last half hour of this, even though I enjoy it. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Ben, you got anything on that?
I know what you're saying, but like story wise, it kind of deflates a little bit. But there's a lot of good little bits
Agreed.
like in the final act. You know, particularly I'm thinking of Scott Thompson, and his boyfriend and their sailor suits, and like he's like locked up and. His boyfriend's like, no, while we're wearing our suits.
Yeah, dude. And then,
no
you
secrets
know, obviously,
between sailors, you know.
Yeah.
Dude. And he just like, I love his strut too when he's like fully out and about. He's just like strutting around the place.
Like when he's when they all like are leaving the lab, you know?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The whole group, you know, and he's like, it's all yours.
It's all yours.
You know, so like I think I agree with Ben. Like firstly, like, I've watched this movie in like chunks so many times, right? Like, and I would definitely say that my favorite part of the movie is the first 52 minutes because I was paying attention to the timeline this time, and it's actually structurally divided exactly in half, right? And so the second half is like, you know, kind of the fallout from the drug. And in the beginning, we get like the introduction of the characters and the drug and what they're doing and what they're making and Cisco and like all that stuff. And my cap is Luke and all that crap, right?
Yeah.
And all that stuff is great and funny, you know? And then when you get to the fallout, it's like the story changes. And I don't think the fallout is as fun as the ramp up. But I agree with Ben. Like this time I was like, I watched it, you know, obviously straight through to the end. And I was like, there's a lot more funny stuff than I give it credit for in my brain. You know what I mean? There's like, you know, him going to find Mrs. Herdecure, which I love. Obviously the sailor suit part that Ben mentioned. You know, I really like that, like, after of the end, you know, like we get a nice wrap up by the Croatian cab driver. And then, like, the after is like, you know, they're in this, like, underground secret lab trying to develop a cure to make people depressed, you know? And it's like the irony of that, it really just puts a nice bow on, like, the whole ridiculousness of the whole thing, man, like the drug industry and the story in the film, you know. And just based on that alone, they could have attempted to make a really funny sequel about that, you know, that could have been really great if they hadn't bothered to take Cancer Boy out of the film, apparently. But, you know, like, I do know what you mean. I always seemed like there was less steam, you know, and I don't know if it's that
there's funny steam.
Yeah,
I think that's a good differentiation that Benny made there. I agree. It's like there's plenty of funny shit there. It's just the kind of story is a bit stumbly, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, sure. But it's also trying to conclude the story, you know. And like as I rewatched it today too, I just like I remembered, I was reminded of like how funny the whole like comatorium, like when he said comatorium, like I laughed out loud in the kitchen. I was like, that's so stupid, dude. Like
but
it's so perfect,
corporate
like,
too, you know. Like,
it's so corporate,
and
exactly.
The
you know,
check shit and like
yeah, and, you know, and like just like the way Dave Foley is like and his wife are like talking. We got this check for $10,000. You know, and they're like all the corporate stooges are like chiming in. Isn't that great? You know,
that's a great deal.
Wow. Yeah. So generous.
Exactly. So like, and maybe, and this is like a little sort of out there, but like, you know, maybe some of these jokes have become more funny because like the subject of like pharmaceuticals and those companies and what they do has become
shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Has become such a big topic like right now, you know?
No doubt.
You know, I think maybe that's part of it too. So, you know, and like when I'm looking at Don, you know, and he's got like, like just from that stupid finger incident that he has with
Yeah.
Chris Cooper, right? He has this entire apparatus on his arm, and it's like it's so over the top and ridiculous. It's so perfect for Don, and it also kind of gives him this like Dr. Evil, Darth Vader vibe, you know what I mean? Like at the end. And then, you know, having Marv take the pill and then ultimately Don take the pill, and it's like the opposite of the same moment of Marv. Like it's just that's so good, man. You know,
It's
and like I
perfect.
never saw that coming originally. So yeah, I think there's a lot there, man. That's really good.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
fair, man. And then you've got the party and then the real party, and at the end it's like this is the real press conference, you know? Like it's just so dumb. It's so fucking stupid, and I kind of love it.
I love that, but it's like that whole, you know, dual parts of society, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't know, it plays to that whole thing, which
It does,
again
man.
is like sort of kind of more relevant now, maybe, you know, but
Yeah.
like I do like the real party thing just kills me, dude. You know, it's like
I feel like the real press conference actually kills me more. And I was like, thanks to the
Okay.
members of the media where he's just like guns and helmets and Teen Beat magazine, you know, or whatever it is, you know.
Girl beat, yeah.
Girl beat, yeah. And then they're like,
College radio stoner,
this is the real press conference. It's like, we've got food, and they all scurry off.
Yeah, totally.
It's so fucking dumb, and I so fucking love
Yeah.
it.
And I like the thing about the pool party though, right? Like the real party versus like the party. Like firstly, I don't know if we ever talk about this, but like I love that the bouncer, the guy at the door looks
Oh,
at
yeah.
the tickets of the old people and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah. These are fake.
And exactly. And then the other bit is that like and this is like totally like the it's kind of the analogy of like you know, you can press your noses against the glass, but you'll never have this, is that they have a monitor in the middle of the room. Nothing crazy, but it's like a small TV, and it's showing a feed of the real party to all
Yeah.
the people that can't get to
It's
the
so
real
fucking
party,
great.
dude. So fucking stupid. I love it.
It's too good.
I love that. Yeah. You know, that's just like a great example of like the excellent layering, you know?
Yeah. I have to say that I really had a lot of time for Natalie in this watching. I feel like she really holds her own against the cast of the Kids in the Hall. She is such a
Most
fucking
definitely.
douchebag, and I just really enjoyed her performance,
Sure.
especially in the opening at the table. You know,
Yeah.
how'd the
she's
board
one
meeting
of the
go,
f-
Don? And everyone's like,
Right. Yeah. And you know, she's one of the few people that has like a significant part and
Yeah, legit
significant
part, yeah.
lines outside of the five of them, you know?
Hmm.
And so, yeah, she has to kind of hold her own and does a nice job of it, man. You know, I also love in that scene that they just stuffed that table full of like the most prototypical, like
Yeah,
old white, not even white in certain cases. You know, there was an older Asian gentleman there and you know, some
Yeah.
other people, but like they stuffed that thing with the stuffiest old dudes. It was great.
it was perfect. And stuffy old ladies too. Like it was just like old corporate suits, dude. It was great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dusty and musty.
When I invented stummies. Oh, thank God you did, Don.
Yeah. The ass kissing is just epic.
Beautiful.
You know,
It's a beautiful thing.
it's so beautiful, dude. And just like I love that they included the giant sort of like,
Table.
well, no, the table.
No,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
yeah, obviously the table, and that's funny. That's a funny joke when he says that. But like, just the pillars on the floor with the bowls overflowing with stummies, you know, like, and what is stummies? Because I read it actually. It's like a
Is there lore?
yeah. I feel like it's like a Tums type of drug.
I would say, yeah, that's what I assumed it was.
It's stummies like, you know, stomach, like stomach.
tummies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Stummies.
Like acid
Exactly.
reflux kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that what Tums is?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
like Pepto Bismol's
I mean, they look
for that,
like-
right?
They look like
Yeah.
Canada mints in the, you know.
Yeah.
They do.
I love how they're gigantic too, though.
I love that they're gigantic and everybody crunches them up like giant, horrible vitamins.
Yeah, dude.
You know, because I had to take giant, horrible vitamins when I was a kid, and it was
Dude,
always
Flintstones vitamins
not-
all the fucking way.
No, I had something much worse than that.
You know, like when the Flintstone vitamins are so old, they start getting like, I don't know, like liver spots
Yeah.
on them or whatever. That's when
That
you
is-
know you got
yes.
the good stuff.
They go from being crunchy to like a little chewy.
Little
Yeah,
soft.
they're like
yeah.
they're a little.
Yeah.
They're seasoned.
But we're gonna eat
right?
them. We're not wasting
Yeah.
Flintstones vitamins.
Yeah.
Those things are like fucking gold nuggets.
Totally. It's like they would start to break down in humidity a little bit. You
Yeah.
know, like yeah.
I got hives from eating too many Flintstone vitamins.
I love that.
Whoa. Yeah. I mean, you can get sick. Like the worst you'll get is like sick from taking too much vitamins. Like I took too much vitamins one day and I had to go home from work.
What
I
happened?
feel
I
like
took too
shit.
much vitamins again.
I did. Literally, I felt was nauseous.
Dude, the other night we cracked a bottle of wine, and Em was drinking
ate
it.
some
and then-
Flintstones.
yeah, exactly. All of a sudden, like her neck started going red, and she started getting like an allergic reaction. He's like, "Is my neck all red?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. What's going on?" She's like, "I don't know." I was like, "That's probably the wine." She's like, "Yeah, maybe." And then I took 2 sips of the wine, and like my ears got hot, and I was like, "Stop drinking that wine." She's like, "Nah, fuck it. I'm halfway through the bottle." It's like, okay, man. She just
Nice.
kept going. I was like, all right. Well, I know where the nearest ER is.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, dude.
What-
Paid good money
what's
for
the
that.
worst that could happen. Yeah. Don't waste it.
I don't think we've ever talked about this, and this is a total cul-de-sac, but they call box wine over here goon bags. So you actually take the bag of wine out, and it's a goon bag over here, and like it's a big thing where you like pass the goon bag around and drink it, and then they have these they have these like laundry like square. It's called a Hills Hoist. It's like a square hang your laundry up outside stand, and they clothespin the goon bag to it and spin it around, and everyone stands in a circle, like spin the bottle, and like if it stops on you, you got to like take a hit off the goon bag.
Wow, that is
It's very Australian.
Really
I love it, and I just want to introduce the
interesting.
idea. They're very they're not very choosy about their wines, but
I like that, man. That's cool.
there's world class wines and then there's goon bag wines, and I'm kind of here for both.
I dig the whole like spin it around on the clothesline thing, you know, like
Yeah.
that's cool.
Or like, you know, you get so drunk that you like pass out and use the goon bag as
Yeah.
a pillow kind of thing, and you wake up and
Sure.
like take a hit. And
It sounds like a dumb fuck thing that people would do in this country too.
I
and
would totally,
dig
I
that,
just
man.
can't believe we didn't do it. Like we were all.
I
all
can't
about
believe
the
that either.
stupidity
Like, how do we not
back in
think
the
of
day.
this, right? You
Yeah,
know,
Edward 40 hands and shit. Like, come on.
Judge Goonbag.
But yeah, the I don't know. I think
Doesn't
it's
quite
just
have
like
the same ring
size.
as Judge
Sorry, go
Box
ahead.
of Wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. I've never really gotten into the box of wine, but like, I get it. I get it.
I have. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm away from it now since it's wrapped in plastic, but like I've drank plenty, and like the wines were good. In fact, when I moved back here and I was broke, you know, we'd get the Costco box of wine, the Cabernet, for $13. It was
Dude,
like
Kirkland
eight gallons.
Select.
Kirkland Signature, baby. You know, 13. You get 8 gallons for $13. You know, and it's like it gets the job done. That's for sure. And if you chill it, you know, it kind of takes the bite off of it a little
That's
bit.
it. You're
Yeah, it's
free-
really not bad. Really
free
not
check
bad.
of
man.
Kirkland Select Flintstones vitamins.
There you go, man. To go with your Kirkland goon bag of wine.
That's it.
I never thought to take the bag out. The only like
That's the
bag,
thing.
like
That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting
So
little
obvious
cul-de-sac, but
when
like,
you hear it.
what got me into wine, right? Like most people, their sort of gateway into wine was like crappy Zinfandel, right? And that
Sure.
was the case for me. And I remember when I was young, my cousin, who's about 9 years older than me, like I was at his house and everybody was just getting all smashed up and he was drinking out of the bag, like straight out of the bag.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And screaming that it was a colostomy bag, which was disgusting, but it was funny at the same time. Yeah, in particular, Elvis's colostomy bag, because we were in Memphis, so that was apropos. But
and it's very flashy. Like it's very you should bedazzle though. You know, get a goon bag out and then get those glue on bedazzler things, and it would definitely be Elvis's goon bag, dude.
yeah, right, bedazzled the goon, totally.
Yeah,
That's great. That's a great idea.
Wow.
I don't know how we ended up here, but here we are.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
You, sir, you are the reason we ended up here
Yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
Why did you bring that up?
with
though?
your goon bag story.
We were talking about Flintstone vitamins and the excellent production value of making stummies
pills,
huge.
right.
Then you
Yes,
had an
yes,
allergic
yes.
reaction to vitamins. Then my missus had an allergic reaction to wine. Then goon bags. Then bedazzlers.
That's right. Damn, nice. Wow, you're like a detective, bro.
We got it.
You don't really, because it's a foil bag. Like you kind of don't need to bedazzle it. It's already got bling. You know,
I kind of agree, and also everything needs a little bedazzle. I think. Does it not? Couldn't every
I
like?
want to go with like I want to weather it. You know, like
Yeah.
like Adam Savage. I want to break out some like, you know, some ochres
Totally do a wash
and
A
some
wash on
and
it.
some like some cappuccino.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do a wash.
I want to do an espresso bath. You know.
Yeah.
Did you say
100%.
ochres?
Yes,
Burnt
ochres.
ochre? It's a classic.
Various
color.
ochres.
Little yellow ochre. Little
Yeah,
cat
some
blue.
some oil based ochre paints, and yeah, do a little wash. You know, maybe make it look like it's got a nice patina.
Yeah. Put a I think if I had a goon bag, I'd probably put a NASA sticker on it. It definitely has that like Apollo kind of vibe.
It does,
there
yeah.
you
Like
go.
it's like, yeah, it's space wine.
Get
You know, when you pull it out of the box,
3D
it's
print
space
like a
wine.
little
right?
space
Space
buggy for it.
wine.
Space wine.
It comes in a bag.
Somebody should make it in a box that's like all like technical,
foil
you know,
bag.
like an astronaut box, you know,
Yeah.
that you would find on like the space station. It would like be all like technical and very cold, you know, and it would be like
Do you ever see the
space
like
wine.
Apollo astronauts? I think it was. They had their spacesuits on with their helmets, and they had the little white hose that went to the little briefcase. The little white briefcase. You have the
Yes.
goon bag in the briefcase, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, it's a little sippy. Fucking.
Yeah. You can sip the globules as they float through the air, you know?
Chillable red.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, Chablis.
Chabless.
Rosé.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
wow.
rejecting.
I am too.
Wine.
Well, let me jot this down. I ejected on Krista Bridges, who's one of the groupie chicks, you know.
They
not-
were
not
amazing,
Nicole
actually. Now
They were, and Nicole DeBoer is actually played Ezra Dax on Deep Space Nine. We probably all know her best from that. But Krista Bridges was I just noticed that she was in Narc, which is a 2002 film with Ray Liotta and Jason Patric. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really
I don't
good.
think I have seen that.
Yeah, it was kind of an indie. It was really gritty, man. It was about crime in Detroit. It's a crazy story, man.
They're
Ray Liotta's
fucking
excellent.
when they're at Chris's house and they answer the door to Alice. Man, that one hit me so well this time around. Like, is your uncle here? And they're like, what? Uncle? Oh yeah,
Her
Uncle
reaction
Chris.
is so good. She goes, "Oh, Uncle, right? Yeah,
But then Chris is like, "Oh, we're doing that game. Oh, hi, Alice."
yeah."
It's just so fucking dumb, and I'm so here for it.
I love Alice's delusion, man. She's great.
Dude, Alice is like a highlight.
We almost kissed once.
Alice is one of my favorites in the movie. Mrs. Herdecure and Alice and what's his name? Who's the gay dad's character's name? Is there must be.
Oh,
This is death. This has got to be a death.
yeah, it's Wally,
Wally. There you go.
right? Can you
That'd be a
confirm that,
fucking
Ben?
great T-shirt, actually. Scott Thompson with the WALL-E with the Wally movie font.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Can, right? It is Wally.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever notice? Yeah, let me talk about my favorites too. My favorites are probably Hurdy Cure and Dawn. I would say
Not Dawn.
I really
man.
I really like Dawn.
There's kind of no Dawn without Marv, though, right? Like, is it kind of like
They're definitely a duo.
Don and Marv for
it's
sure.
kind of a duo?
It's a duo.
And I make some room for
Batman and
Natalie in there
Robin.
too. You know, Natalie's
Yeah.
Catwoman to their Batman and Robin.
Who did you eject on, Chad?
I ejected on trying to find white briefcases to recreate them for Goonbag astronauts space wine.
Space wine.
I want to make a product called Space Wine.
Would space wine be red wine or white wine?
Red. Or no, it'd have to be
Rosé.
No,
Yeah,
I would say
rosé.
blue. It'd have to be like Romulan ale or something.
What are you
silly like
fucking
that.
Star Wars blue milking out over there, dude? Like,
A little bit, bro. Little bit, bro.
It's like really shitty Pinot Gris with like blue food dye and
yes.
raspberry flavoring in it.
Yep. Exactly. You nailed it.
dude, my
100%.
kid got a.
Like crappy fake blueberry, flavoring and dyes.
That's
yeah.
it.
Go ahead.
They
Blue
import
slush
American
puppy flavor, you know.
They import American sodas and candies and cereals over here, and they're like very rarely available. So you go to like a candy shop and they'll have like Dr. Pepper, and everyone's like, "Whoa, Dr. Pepper!" And they have really weird ones like Warhead. They had a Warheads soda, and it was like blue raspberry Warheads, and it was like that's what he picked. It's like, okay, man, you're okay. But like
Nasty.
he had never experienced the blue raspberry vibe, which is basically like what gave Cancer Boys cancer. Like it's honestly like just the most
Sure.
fucking as you well know, blue raspberry candy is just like the most chemically thing ever. And it was really great to watch.
100%.
Took one sip of that fucking soda. It
delicious.
was like, I'm just gonna pour it down the fucking drain, buddy. See you later.
Wow, really?
I couldn't handle it. And like if a kid can't
Wow.
handle shitty ass candy, like it's bad. Like 'cause
I
kids
agree.
leave anything with fucking sugar in it.
Pretty much.
But it was pretty. I tasted it. He's like, it tastes like chemicals or whatever. And I tasted it. It's like, yep, that's exactly what blue raspberry candy tastes like, bud. Here you go.
Ugh. God. Good kid.
But
Good
it needs,
kid.
I don't know, like blue wine. I don't know. I kind of want to go with like a white wine.
With blue dye food coloring.
I don't know about the food coloring.
Okay. Going back to the
Although-
characters. What?
I mean, like you get the red wine lips. If there was like astronaut blue wine lips, I think that'd be pretty funny. So I'm kind of here for that.
See, right?
What if it's like weird and like it's wine, but it's like white, like milk?
Yeah.
Like like sake, Ben.
Like
There you go.
Like
Little
rice,
milky.
like rice wine is kind of like that. It kind of like looks like
It's kind of
milk,
like how they
sorta.
discovered tortillas were the best
cloudy.
food delivery mechanism in space because there's no crumbs. Like that's legit. Like they eat lots of tortillas. Like, does the space wine need to be gelatinous? Does it need to be like fully liquid? Is it viscous? Is it like it's not dried
no.
like space ice cream?
I would say it needs to be liquid.
They do drink like
We're
water.
taking
and
this
shit up there.
way literal here.
I know.
They're
agree.
not bringing the shit into space.
What? Of course they are.
This is a product for people to drink.
You can't
it's
tell
like
me that-
astronaut ice cream.
If
Like,
there
This
was
is a
space wine,
pill.
you know an astronaut would smuggle that shit up there.
I'm sure they do. Even though like every fucking gram costs like $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Totally.
I don't know why I'm so hung up on this. I apologize.
Well, then let me go back to characters for a
it.
second because when Scott Thompson plays the flipper baby scientist in the boardroom, like it's a short one, but like I don't know what it is about that character that I just really like. He's just really goofy, you know.
It's like Stummies.
The way he kind of
pill is
leads
way
him into
bigger.
that whole thing, you know. I like it a lot. It's a
like.
much bigger pill. He's so proud of the fact that it's a much bigger pill. Like it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
obviously
so,
got to shout out the ex-girlfriend, pill for ex-girlfriends.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
obviously
Bruce
that
McCullough?
guy's
I can't
great.
remember.
Yeah, that's Bruce McCullough.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I don't know. This is the trap, right? Because like all
We're
the
gonna do
characters are so good.
This is where we shift into just quoting for the next hour.
maybe, but like I love Grievo. Like he's so. I mean, how many bands did we see with guys like that in the '90s, dude? Like there's so many, man, and it's just great, you know.
But it's like Marv and Dawn, like Grievo and the audience is what makes Grievo work so well. I think like
Yeah, I agree.
it's like
Heroin.
80% Grievo, but
Yeah, no, not heroin.
horse tranquilizer. And just the fact that they all say it at the same time, like
He looks like he's got like a sort of a Glenn Danzig.
He
look,
does have a Danzig,
but
yeah.
isn't like Glenn Danzig really.
Right, with the snow pant overalls, you know.
Well, it's mainly the chops.
some serious
Well, yeah,
chops.
that I like the snow pant overalls, but
The
did you
chops
guys
and the hair.
were you guys aware that the band had a name? I didn't realize this
No.
until today.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so the name of the band is Death Lurk.
That's pretty good.
It's great.
That's very good.
Yeah, if I click this on,
Death Lurk.
it says some days in that video that I sent. If you click on more, it says some days it's dark dash Death Lurk.
I love that. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
great.
even funnier considering the like MTV text in the corner, happiness pie. Happiness pie by Death Lurk.
Oh my god, I love that. Happiness Pie is great.
So yeah, all the characters are great. I really had a big appreciation for in general the lab folk, on Chris's team. But for some reason I just really like honed in on Simon, Mark McKinney's character with like the glasses,
man.
and he's like,
He's so good.
Chris, another drink? You in? Alice?
Alice,
you in?
Yeah,
You in?
who wants another drink? You want another? And he just, I don't know. I sometimes I'm like, oh, Mark McKinney's my favorite kid in the hall, and then I'm like, oh, but wait, Bruce McCullough's so funny in this, or like this guy's so funny in this, right? But like, there's something about Mark McKinney and the way he does his characters, man. Because like Don is so good. I do love this. I like all of the scientists. I totally forgot about that. All the scientists are great, but I really like Mark McKinney's. Like you said, Ben.
Yeah.
It's really
him and Baxter, dude.
I know,
I love Baxter too.
right? I know.
Poor Baxter.
At the end too, he's
Poor
like
Baxter,
humping his
right?
leg and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love.
I guess
you know,
It's just like
she's
each
depressed, Chris. She's not deaf or stupid, whatever.
There's just like
Go ahead.
I think the thing that I really love about this and some of the other sketch comedy troupes, like even SNL all the way through, is like it's about the laugh, and the fact that people are dressed up as other people is like sometimes it's maybe it is sometimes the funniest bit, but it's just like an extra layer of funny. And so just the movie wouldn't work if it was different cast members for the scientists versus the band or not the band, but you know what I'm
Agreed.
saying. And like,
I agree.
it's extra fucking funny when it's the same people over and over and over again. I don't know. And just the
I think
scientist
so.
stuff just works so well together. And then you get the outside people too, you know, they're like, I heard Don's been shot. The lady that says the Japanese have been shot is just, I don't know. It's just like these these people just
Something
come in with
about
these
her.
one-liners,
Yeah.
man. Or like one of the ones that was always one of my favorite was the Funky Town lady in the fucking basement.
I love the Funky Town lady.
It's just so fucking great, man. So I don't know. It's a mixture of them always changing and these just randos coming in for one line, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I like those little randos. Like they really knock it out of the park in some memorable moments. Like even the guy that starts the Japanese have been shot chain, you know, you know, with the monkeys, you know, and he's like,
I heard Don's been shot.
totally freaking out.
I heard the
you know?
Japanese are taking over.
It's just
like,
too good.
like I said last week, the lady comes running in from so far away, indicating that the rumor has somehow passed around the entire building with warp speed.
Yeah, it's
So
just
good.
too good, man.
It's so good, man.
And it's just the absurdity, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, as a fan of absurd humor, you know, like it's something Funk Bagus and I have talked about a lot in the last year. You know, we really like Tim Robinson's show. I Think You Should Leave on Netflix, and then he came out with another show that is just off the wall. It was an HBO series called The Chair Company, and it is totally absurdist in that like kind of Tim and Eric way, which is another one we watched.
Tim and Eric, yeah.
You know, like they're all very similar. I really like absurd comedy a lot at this point in my life, you know, having seen so much and done quite a bit myself.
But I find I need to be in the right mood for it sometimes too, though. I have an appreciation, but
Sure.
sometimes like a Tim and Eric, I just like can't fucking handle it. But it doesn't mean it's not good.
Sure. Tim and Eric is definitely like the way out there of the absurd way out there, you know.
There's certain Tim and
ahead.
Eric things that I love, and other ones that just like they're just over my head. They're just too much.
Sure. 100%. There's something about like those two guys, they use the way they look really well in the show, you know, like they're
The weird makeup and shit they do.
yeah, and they're also very like normal looking guys, but they're also kind of like funny looking guys, you know, and like they utilize that well. Like I think a lot of comedians that do well have done that well, you know. It's not always easy to do, but I certainly do appreciate it. I certainly appreciate it.
It's like the depths, the basement, sub level 25 of like Adult Swim is all that Eric Andre and you know, all that shit, Tim and Eric shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, you know, tying that back, like there's definitely some absurd qualities to this that I think work well. They're nowhere on the nowhere near on the level of those things we just mentioned, but
well, it's progression,
having a little
right?
like yeah, but having a little absurd in there is always good. And I always found that in the sketches they would do some pretty absurd stuff too, which is great, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of like Gateway, you know.
Yeah.
They walked so that Tim and Eric could run, kind of a thing,
100%,
maybe.
100%.
I would say so, sure. And I would be not surprised one bit if Tim and Eric said that Kids in the Hall was one of their influences, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I'm like, and same with Bob Odenkirk and Dave, you know, like the Mr. Show, Bob and Dave, like same.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Croatian cabbie guy, also one of my favorites.
Love
that's
Croatian.
fair.
He kind of has like
no
a
bad language bit is just chef's kiss, dude, man. It's me.
Yeah, after
I
he's talking about monkey jizz.
Yeah, right. I like that he had
That's my most quoted bit from this movie of all of
the
all
monkey
of them
cum
is the monkey cum thing. And they take on that monkeys, you know, that bit. Yeah.
Make them
jack off. Yeah, totally. So funny.
And then they boil it down, and that's what the drug is
Dude,
made
the
of.
boiling is the best part, man. Because it's like, what do you say when you're really not sure how something's made? Well, you just boil it up, dude. You know, boil all the liquid out. And there you go. There's the drug.
I've never
Like,
contemplated
it's
a
so
cauldron
stupid.
of boiling monkey cum. That's pretty gross.
Monkey cum.
I haven't either. I don't want to encounter it either, but I do like that the Croatian cabbie has like a nice little sort of middle section right in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, that's not him narrating, you know.
But again, it's the passengers also that just like marry the whole idea together into just perfection.
Agreed.
Right? Like to your point of layering. I think it's
But he's also
Scott Thompson's like kind of like Technicolor Dreamcoat fucking 2001 Space Odyssey, whatever the fuck is going on.
Oh yeah. You mean
Romeo
Romy's on
Michelle,
it, Skies on
oh my
it?
God,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's good.
Romy's
but
on
I
it,
do like
Skies on it.
Eyes on it. So are you.
You're on everything.
You know, like you're I do like the way that they chose like this sort of immigrant everyman to be like the, you know, the kind of the commentator on the entire situation, you know, at the beginning and then the end, you know.
Well, I've always loved the grumpy driver thing, though. Like, I mean,
But
you might
that's
have
what I'm
even
saying,
been one
like,
back in the day
yeah.
when you were driving people around. But like,
Sure,
there's nothing
but-
worse than sitting down to get your hair cut and just not wanting to talk, and it's like the chattiest hairdresser ever. And you're just
Totally.
like, oh my god, leave me alone, please.
I just want to sit.
Or when you're driving in a cab and the guy wants to like talk, it's like, mate, I know you're fucking bored, dude, but like, I just kind of don't want to talk right now. Like,
Exactly, man. You know, but I do like one of my favorite lines of his is at the end when he was like, "I used to be a son of a bitch, now I'm the only son of a bitch."
Yeah. He's the perfect kind of character to be the commentary, though. You know, because like,
agreed.
You know, like every fucking you know enough about that character to know that every news article that he reads, he's like, "What a bunch of bullshit."
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
It's like,
100%.
what a bunch of bullshit. Look
Yeah.
at this. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, you know?
right.
And his poor
really
wife
good,
has to
dude.
listen to it.
Yeah, right.
You know
But,
what I
like,
think of? You know what I think about this?
Yeah.
It's a bunch of bullshit, you know?
Right. Totally, dude. That's really good, man. I like that. I think too, like as somebody that's done a bit of driving in my day, like it's when you choose somebody like that, like a cab driver or somebody like that, like those people have a really interesting finger on the pulse kind of perspective, you know,
Sure.
because it's interesting, you know. People get in those cars, man, and like it's like they're cut off from the rest of the world, man, and they just like dump their purse out. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. I had so many people just get in and just dump their purse out right on the seat and just start telling me the most absurd shit and
It's like free
personal
therapy.
stuff. Yeah, it is like free therapy, but you learn a lot about what's going on in whatever area you're in, you know, kind of interesting, man. So
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect choice from that perspective as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so awkward about like not wanting to insult someone or like wanting to be liked that like I'll just sit there while the hairdresser talks and it's just like, oh, all right, let's do it. And like I'm not the kind of person that's like, I don't want to talk. Like some people are just like, I don't want to talk, and another person's like, okay, cool, and then you don't talk. But I can't do it. Like I just can't do it. I go along with them. Like, okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
And inside, I'm like, oh my god, I wish we weren't talking right now.
Do you find it hard to talk while you're getting your hair cut?
I don't know. I mean, like,
It depends.
why? Why would it? Like, it's like you're trying to like you're getting distracted by the haircutosity of it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Just the whole like the vibe and like the place, everything that's going on. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm friends with the person that does my hair, and she always
Sure.
wants to chat, and like I just find myself getting distracted in mid sentence and sort of like just losing
Trailing off. I like
you
that.
know, yeah, sort of trailing off because like just like buzzing around my head, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just weird. Like there's something just weird and distracting about
I
trying
mean,
to
that makes
carry on a
sense. That
conversation,
makes sense.
even with somebody that you know. Like it's just
I think like I don't get I don't struggle with like the talking, but like to me now, not before, but now that it's like, you know, it's like when girls go to get pedicures and manicures and like hit the spa, like that is like a time of peace. It's a sacred time where I just want to sit there and like I usually close my eyes and just like, I find the whole process incredibly relaxing, especially when there's no talking.
I suppose if you
So,
close
like-
your eyes, they get the hint, right?
Right. And like one of the guys I go to is, you know, this down at this Dominican barbershop, you know, and none of there's only one of those guys in there speaks really good English anyway. So, you know, it's like, well, you know, I always say hi and ask him how he's doing and how his family is, you know, but like then I just like kind of close my eyes and just kind of zen out. And I love it. It just, the whole thing
That
relaxes
sounds
me.
awesome.
Yeah. It's like, it's just a moment of peace and an otherwise chaotic,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Sort of busy, chaos filled.
I've never considered going to a place that they don't speak English.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too, but
Not for
I could
any other
see
reason,
how
just that I just
I could
happened
see
upon
getting
that.
distracted because I get so relaxed. Like if somebody was talking to me, I'd be like, "Huh? What? Yeah,
Who?
exactly.
Dude,
Yeah,
Emma's
Who?
mom, M's mom's got Alzheimer's and she's pretty far along at this stage. And she gets these like really brutal, like finger and toenail kind of things going on. Like needs to have her fingernails trimmed for her, so Em was doing it.
sure.
And at one stage, it's like, it's a little bit gross or whatever, but especially the feet. But it was like, why don't you just take her to get a mani-pedi and like just go and fucking pay for it, like whatever.
Yeah, right.
Just
right.
do yourself a favor. You sit down too, and like you said, have a bit of peace, like fucking whatever.
Exactly.
It was a bunch of Asian ladies. I think they were Chinese ladies or whatever, and they were talking to each other. But her mom kept being like, "Yeah, definitely," like joining the conversation. And the ladies were just like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." So she just like completely every time the ladies would talk to each other, she'd be like, "Yeah, no, I told them the same thing." It's just like for like fucking 40 minutes, you know what I mean? It would have been so fucking awkward and funny as shit. But the shit she was coming up with too was just like fucking bonkers, I don't know. It's like that's a sketch comedy moment there in real life,
It's good.
So she out-talked the talkers, I kind of like that she did the Uno reverse card kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been so long since I watched any Kids in the Hall. Didn't you say recently that you were going back through it, Benny? Maybe in the last couple of years? I can't remember.
Yeah, he did in the last show,
Yeah.
when we did the show with
okay.
John. Yeah.
I feel like there's
it's
got to
been
be
our
some salon stuff.
it's been our like lunchtime watch
Nice.
or dinner watch like on odd nights.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's great, man. First season was definitely a little,
Find their feetosity.
I don't know, like it was
Rougher,
like they were finding their
looser.
a little rough, like they're finding their feet, and then like not even a little bit into the second season, I'm like, oh yeah, there's this, like all these like skits that I remembered like started cropping up immediately. So
I feel like it would just like unlock memories, and I'd be like, oh yeah,
Sure.
it's great. Like you've seen them, so
Yeah,
it's not, you're not like doubled over laughing your face off, but like,
sure,
it's still great.
It's like a worm coming up and there's no Robin. It's a warm feeling.
I feel like God's rubbing my tummy.
I feel like God is rubbing my tummy, dude. Herdicure, dude. Herdicure.
It's so hard to pick between those. They're all so funny, man.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's gotta be Mark McKinney, and then I'm like, yeah, but Scott Thompson, man, Thompson is so funny, man.
Well, I mean, let's break it out, man. Like you've got Scott Thompson does, it's a much bigger pill guy. He does Herdicure, he does Baxter, he does Wally. Who else? I know there's at least two more.
It's got to be.
And I'm just not thinking of.
I
mean, I guess you could say that. Well, no, that's him as Wally when he's in the drill sergeant.
The obligatory Queen Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, there you go, Queen
cut.
Elizabeth.
I like it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
The drug is approved.
And the bum with the guy that's like, now I'm a security guard with a gun.
Dude, with a gun. Dude, that is also a real highlight, man. Like,
yeah.
And
then you got
who plays the talk show host again?
That's Mark McKinney again, dude. Yeah. Just absolutely knocking it out of the park with the impression of like an annoying talk show host.
Yeah, Chris, how big is your house?
You ever notice that little thing he does with his mouth, dude? Where when he asks a question as Nina, like he like kicks his mouth open, like waiting for an answer.
It's like a variation in the show. Like he often plays like a teenage girl, and he does a very similar kind of thing. Like it's really it's so funny, man.
It is, and Nina Bedford. My understanding is that Nina Bedford was a character from the show, but she had a different last name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But so like Mark McKinney's got like Nina Bedford, Dawn. Who's the scientist that we like that he plays? Does he have a name?
Simon.
You know,
Which
he
I didn't know until I looked before the show, but yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know that either until you just said it. Plays Croatian cabbie. He plays the German guy in the psychologist's office in the beginning.
I love that fucking guy.
He plays the sort of the woman and the rough and ready couple at the beginning, you know, with the pest control van.
Oh, yeah.
I stole this van for you, baby. You know,
You ain't getting none of this.
exactly. I'm trying to think who else he does, man. There's so many.
The drill sergeant.
Oh, of course,
Oh,
Drill
yeah.
Sergeant. Yeah, that was one of my
All day.
first favorite things. Yeah. And then he plays the cop, one of the cops.
Dude, the
Yeah.
cops.
Him and Bruce McCullough.
Yeah, and you know,
Which
like,
are definitely from the show.
Yeah, 100%.
absolutely yes.
Pitter
Yes.
patter, let's get at her.
I love that. That's such a great saying.
Very
Trying to think
Canadian.
who else?
But it's the toast fucking thing for me, dude.
Toast
Just the
fucking-
matter of fact is, the toast fuck? He's like, the what? You
Yeah.
fucked or get fucked by
You know, when
toast. must have been a dream. It's like, yeah. Fuck.
Oh my god, that whole bit is so good.
It's too good. His pants around his goddamn ankles.
I love
The
that.
handcuffs were his idea.
I mean, it's just the no pun intended balls of Thompson to be standing there with his hands on his dick like a chili pepper, being like, these types, you know, these queers.
That was in his contract, I'm sure. Like, okay, I want my naked ass to take up the screen,
Yeah.
the entire screen, and at least 2 shots in this movie.
Oh my God. It is just perfection.
Yeah, I mean, Wally really kind of steals the show. Like,
He really does.
it's just such a funny character. The like, you know,
But I mean, you got to give Herdecure and Don, like, I mean, it's like we could just go in circles because, yeah, there's just so much being brought to the table.
there's just so much around Wally, though. All the flashbacks, the Mr. November bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the fucking parade in the neighborhood, but the gays.
That, I was just
my
gonna say,
God.
I've always had a hard time with the song.
Who cares, you know?
Why?
I don't know. Not that I like hate it. It's just like I kind of just I get it. Like I get why they're doing it, but I just kind of didn't. Maybe I just
love
like
that.
this
There's
weird
like
like thing
There's
where I
a
don't
red
like musicals.
Dodge Neon in every driveway.
Yeah. And you know
So
what?
good.
I don't know if I noticed this before or not, Ben, but did you notice that the license plate says I am gay on it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never
didn't-
did.
I don't know if I noticed that or not.
I never did. I think like actually thinking about it is like my little sister was so into musicals and like I don't know like
Yeah.
her and my dad used to like watch The Music Man all the time and they would fucking sing it and stuff. Like I just have
Totally.
always had this like aversion to musicals because of that.
I get that. Yeah, I used to kind of be like
musicals
that.
are to me what Pearl Jam is to you, Kev. Where it was like I'm not into that shit. Fuck you.
Sure.
Yeah,
I,
fair
just
enough.
just
I
for
had
the
that
record,
reaction.
I do actually love Pearl Jam.
No, I know,
And I
but
grew to
at the
love
time
Pearl
you did.
Jam later.
Same. Like I can respect a musical, but
I used to feel the same way about musicals, and then I did a few, and now I like them. I like them fine. I don't love them. I don't
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a new musical out, you know. But like, you know, when I would do them, I loved the songs and I would sing them often.
Sure.
You know, I forgot all of them now, but like, I love the musical theater quality of that bit with the "I Am Gay" song. You know, like. The tune is so catchy, man.
it's
The-
pretty funny.
dun 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 dun. You know, it's like
It's so musical.
and the kind of marching step they do is
Have
great.
you heard the news? He's gay.
I used to be straight, but now I'm gay. It's obviously
the pill
piss
taking
taking
you
music.
that way.
they're so ahead of their time, man. Because like that was like in '96, and like you know, the way the song ends really just puts a bow on like the whole thing. You know, and
Yeah.
the entire crowd just goes, "Who cares?"
Who
you know,
cares?
like it's just like, yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly. You know, it speaks volumes on the many levels, man. It's great.
Yeah, it does feel at least like they were, prototroping the piss take of the musical. Because you can guarantee you that there's Simpsons and Family Guys and comedy shows and movies that all do this shit now. And I would say they're early at least, if not first, to that piss take.
Well, absolutely, it was in that vein of the, sort of parody or, ironic version of the musical.
But half of the joke is the level of detail they went into, right? Like, it's like they really went for it. It wasn't half-assed at all. So I appreciate it more now.
Sure.
Like, I didn't even pick up the Dodge neons in the driveway. Like, I could see a little picture
a
on
red
one in every driveway.
Yeah, in every driveway. And it's like, the bit with Dave Foley as the psychologist. It's just like,
yeah,
those types, they always want to kiss me. And
I love that, dude. Those types. Why do those types keep thinking I'm one of them?
Because you are one of them.
I love how forceful he is, though. Dave Foley's like, because you're gay.
Yeah, exactly. No, hopefully you'll just be gay.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. I don't know. I don't speak German.
I'm sorry. I don't understand German. Shit.
I wish I looked on Wikipedia to see if they listed like what characters each of them plays, and they don't list it.
It's right on IMDb. If you just
if
you click on, it's like if you each of the actors. If you click below, like Dave Foley, it just says Marv underneath it. But if you click Marv, it shows, Marv, psychiatrist, new guy, Raymond Hervey.
Oh, damn. I didn't notice that. Okay.
Unlocking like special features of IMDb, bro.
Wow. Benny's like going like fucking 5 levels of Inception deep on this shit, man.
Well, Bruce it's like Baxter ... Chris ...
No, I see it now. So Bruce McCullough is Alice, Cisco, Grievo, worm pill scientist. I love that guy. Cop number 2, cancer boy, and white trash man. Oh, that's so good, man. And then just to confirm my Mark McKinney. So you got Simon, Don, Cabby, Gunther. I guess that would be the guy in the psychiatrist's office. Yeah. Cop 1, Nina Bedford, Melanie. I don't know who that. Oh, dude, Melanie. She's the one that's always trying to like glom onto the groupie chicks at the Grievo concert.
Oh,
yes. Who's like copying their moves, and then she puts, she sees her put the cigarette out in her arm, and she's like, "Oh my god,
oh my god!" And she's so like into it too. She gets so like that badass chick look on her face afterwards. Yeah. Oh my god, I love that. And also too, like in the second scene with her, where she's like. Says something and the groupie chick just pushes her. I really fucking like that one too. The groupie chick was great.
I know. That was Ezra Dax, yes.
Can I get you anything else? Grappa, wine, cappuccino, tickets to a Lakers game?
Yeah.
Double A battery, land in Montana.
Head scratch, Chris. Baxter. So Scott Thompson plays Baxter, Hurdy-Cure, Wally Malik. Oh, that would best be the guy in the back of the cab. The Queen.
Yeah.
Big Stummy Scientist, Raj, and of course, dude, Clemtor, man. How could I forget Clemtor?
Which one's Clemtor?
When they do like the VMA awards, dude, right?
Oh,
and it's like, and now presenting the award for the best hip hop album is Dr. Chris Cooper and Clemtor.
But Clemtor's reaction
she's a supermodel.
Yeah, like the winner is Cancer Boy.
What does he say? He's like,
she's like,
rough or
she goes, no, she says, yummy. Because she has like that weird, like sort of, it's not quite German, not quite Middle Eastern European accent,
So fucking good.
Because she says, best hip hop, rock, or fuck
I feel like, or fuck act. That's like fucktoids on Umba's podcast, man. I love that.
Yeah.
They do their factoids, but it sounds like he's talking about fuck toys. Clemtor is his spirit animal. When was Zoolander? Because I feel like Clemtor is like Yeah, Zoolander's 2001. I feel like
Early
Clemtor's
2000s,
got to be
yeah.
inspiration for some of the Zoolander stuff. It's just too close.
Maybe, yeah.
Kevin McDonald was Doreen and Lacey. And who are they? I don't know who they are.
Wait a minute.
One is Scott Thompson's wife,
Yes.
or Wally's wife.
Oh yeah, of
as it
course.
were.
Jesus, that's a death. I have to do that's horrible.
Wally's wife death.
Dude.
It's a good name. Good name for
She
death.
is so fucking funny.
Good day to die.
Dude, her reaction to his shenanigans and just being like
So
I don't know how you can do that with such a sweet piece of ass like you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, I guess.
I guess.
Doreen. Wait, okay. Lacey.
I'm not sure who Lacey is, though.
I don't know either. I feel like we should know this.
I'm like scrubbing the movie in my head.
Yeah, Pyburn and
Oh, it's the woman in the cab with Scott Thompson
Scott
with
Thompson.
the
Of
freaking
course.
Croatian cabbie guy.
that's got to be a murder death kill.
Yeah, it's got to be a murder death kill, dude. I agree.
Oh, it says that. I mean, this is AI, so it's probably wrong, but the Raj and Lacey was a carryover from the TV.
Sure. I didn't know that, but
It's been a long time, and I haven't got there in my recent viewing
Rewatch.
yet.
yeah. You want to NDR and wrap it up?
Yeah, let's end the air.
You know,
Let's do it.
Nuggets. There's not a ton.
There's a little bit, but
I already kind of said a lot of the ones that I had discovered either here or in that interview I watched. Let's have a look. I mean, everybody kind of knows that Don is pretty much based on Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. I mean,
I think
No.
that's pretty.
anyone of our
No.
ilk would know that. Did you see the doctor and me?
I love that.
No, there's no hope for me.
My marrow's just low.
I could just
That's
imagine
okay.
the poor bastard
My marrow's
executive
just
who's
low.
like a suited. He's probably a fucking executive knucklehead, and like him having like his kid or whatever with cancer, and just being so fucking offended. You know, it's like, hey man,
Yeah, dude.
come on.
Right?
There's a suit in the
Every day is
Dana
a
Carvey
gift.
documentary that was very much like this guy. You know, like he's just such a fucking suit the whole way through.
I
Just
know.
talking
It's just
about
like,
it. You
what are
gotta
you
check it
Like, what are you doing? Look at what business you're in, bro. This is
Yeah.
what it is. You're gonna have comedians that are gonna offend certain
Push buttons,
people.
man.
It's
That's
like,
the whole fucking point.
yeah, exactly. The only nugget that I saw that was noteworthy that I just thought was kind of sad, man, was that Scott's brother committed suicide 2 weeks before they started filming, and I was just
That's
like,
brutal,
man,
dude.
that's really heavy duty, man. That sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Beyond that, I got nothing.
No, that's not a whole lot there.
No, everybody I think knows at this point that Brendan Fraser makes a cameo.
There was a
when they're testing
Janine
the drug.
Garofalo cameo, but I didn't pick
It
her
got
out.
cut.
She's in the
Yeah,
party.
it got cut. Well, there was a larger part of the cameo that most of it got cut out, but I guess
Okay.
she is. There's a very small bit that she's in the movie. I would guess in the pool party section, but there's only like one or two shots of that anyway. You know,
Yeah,
deaths.
you tell me, man.
I am. You had the white briefcase goonbag death. Nice.
I like
death
that.
name.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, I do. Right. And then I eject. Oh, you ejected on that. I ejected on Krista Bridges, who played one of the groupies. Then you just had the Wally's wife death, and then we all had the Lacey death. It was a murder death kill.
There you go.
So that's that. As far as recommendations go, I mean, to say that I would not, would recommend this movie 2,000% is an understatement. It is, as Kevin McDonald or the guy interviewing him put it in the video I watched today, it is a comedy cult classic now in 2026.
100%.
So absolutely have to see it. Like even I would even say that like even if their sketch comedy on the show isn't exactly your flavor of comedy, give this a try because I feel like the film is a little bit different than the show just by the nature of what it is. So it might be something that you like if you're not into them as like a sketch comedy troupe. But yeah, it's great. Watch it.
Agreed.
Oh, can I just say agreed?
I guess now that's a thing. Yes.
Sweet. Agreed.
Dude, you just made his fucking month, man.
Yeah. No, I was gonna add something. I was gonna say, if you haven't seen this for whatever reason, I would love to hear what you think. I would be very curious about someone that has listened to hundreds of hours of us talking about shit. So like, is clearly in our, friend group and thinks, enjoys the same shit we enjoy. Like, what is a freshie of this like, I think the thing for me watching this is like, every time I watch it, I legit laugh out loud multiple times. And it's usually something that I completely forgot about. I'm like, oh yeah, like that fucking line.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Because there is definitely like rewatching older stuff and it's just not as funny anymore. But like this one still gets me.
Sure.
It still gets me hard.
Absolutely. I would like to know the answer to that too. So if you want to comment on Instagram, or message us. No, don't message us. Comment on us on one of the posts we make about this episode. Or on YouTube, you can do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we all love the movie. Go see the movie. Next week, as we did not ask, we had Nick Marv on the show a couple of weeks. What were you going to say, Ben?
I was just going to add, I think we've quoted this movie probably more than any fucking movie throughout the entirety
absolutely
of the podcast. So
absolutely,
I would be interested to know what somebody who has no experience with Kids in the Hall in general, or has never seen this movie, reacts based on all the fucking quoting.
Yeah. Well said. No, that's really well said, actually.
But in a way, like, I was thinking today that this movie for me is like, I don't know if it's like so close to my heart that it made me literally want to write to that kid in the wood shop that I haven't talked to in 20 years and be like, yo, I watched Kids in the Hall and it made me think of you. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something about it that just like is just so part of my, like, I don't know, my soul from when I was that age.
Sure.
It's just like imprinted on me.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. I love how you
Definitely.
said write as if you would sit down and craft a letter, a handwritten letter, like, which I think would be great.
But I'd have to get someone from like the Ken Burns documentary, like Civil War, to like read it out loud,
Oh my
Dearest Aaron, today I was watching, like
oh my God. I don't, who Shane Gillis is, right?
Of course.
I was watching a mini documentary on him, and he made in the documentary they were playing clips, from like his appearances. Obviously, it kind of centered around the Saturday Night Live controversy and whatnot, and like when he was doing his monologues on Saturday Night Live, and he made the funniest joke about Ken Burns. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about like, if you want to like bore everybody to death, like put a Ken Burns documentary on or something. It was so
dude,
harsh,
I love Ken Burns documentaries.
And I know I do too, but that's the funny thing is that like I like Ken Burns, but like he's right at the same time. Like it's like both two things can be true at the same time.
Of his Civil War documentary.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Right. So at any rate, I started to say before, we did obviously, it's a little bit of a tribute to Chuck Norris. We had Nick Marv on the show. He picked Invasion USA. We all had a lot of fun with that for the most part. And we always ask our guests to pick a movie to do. We asked Pyburn. He picked this. And so I reached out to Nick and he picked the John Woo film, because Nick is a huge Hong Kong cinema fan. He picked Hard Boiled with Chow Yun-fat. So that is the movie we're going to do next week. Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, it should be fun. I don't think we've really done a John Woo movie, so
just Face Off.
Could be okay, Face Off, but
that's kind of like a different era, right? Like,
yeah, that's like when he came to the U.S. Like, I'm kind of curious just to check out a
Ridge
Hong Kong film. Yeah, and a Ridge. I think that'd be fun. So get psyched and tuned in for that. Beyond that, this is it. Here it is. We finally did Brain Candy, and we miraculously didn't quote the movie the entire time. And
this is for you, Carl and Pyburn.
Yeah, somehow made a show out of it. So at any rate, thanks for joining us for Kids in the Hall Brain Candy. We'll see you next week for Hard Boiled. I think that's right.
Just said it. Yes, it is.
You know what? I know, but I want to make sure that that's the right movie.
What would your like Kids in the Hall funny happy place moment be, do you think?
Ooh, dude, that's a really good question.
It's a hard one. I don't think I can actually give you an answer right now. I have to mull on that.
All Kids in the Hall?
No,
Or
like
Brain
yours.
Candy.
You know,
no.
if you were in
Like
the
if
movie.
you were to take Gleeman X, I think
would
what
it
Chad
be?
is saying
What
is if
moment
you were
would
to
it
take
be?
Gleeman X, what would be the
But
memory?
it wouldn't really be your happiest moment. It would have to be like your kind of like funny happiest Kids in the Hall moment. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be. Well, I think it would have to be quirky. Maybe not. The fucking Christmas dinner one is just honestly one of the funniest things ever. Yeah, it's a harmonica.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna think about that. I don't actually have an answer.
It's this eggnog? All right, we got to go.
Hey, kids, gonna get in the car.
In keeping with like the theme of this show and the movie, mine would be driving down the highway, voice texting with Chad that I was listening to whatever he told me to listen to and taking notes, and he says safety third, and I start laughing out loud.
That is, yeah, for you.
It just loops over and over and over again.
Maybe then if it like to take inspiration from you, like for me, the two things in this show that just absolutely fucking slayed me. One was Ben's backup sound on his truck as I'm sorry, you're welcomed into the show, that one episode. The fucking beep, beep, beep. But I have to say, I think it's the ghost dog one for me, dude, where you're like, wait, is the dog the ghost dog? Like that was just too fucking good.
That was some A+ idiocy for sure. Yeah.
But we have had some amazing, like the fucking Face Gorbachev one recently. Like I know it's my own joke. I'm smelling my own fart here, but like we were
somewhat.
Yeah,
fucking
Face Gorbachev was good though.
There's nothing wrong with laughing at your own joke. I often am just trying to make myself amused.
But the beeping, dude, I'm sorry, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And you were still kind of like half cut, Benny, too, from Shakapalooza.
Totally.
Like, fuck, I got a podcast. Driving across town in a fucking giant tip truck.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't across town. It was,
yeah, whatever.
Basically, all I had to do was, drive up my Comet and cross Surfside.
It was like 1 mile.
Then I was good. Yeah. But
in Nantucket, 1 mile is across town.
But it had like a whole like kind of like hand trying to grab the lightsaber vibe to it that was really funny,
Yeah.
Kind of like, or like the guy trying to like pick up the phone, and it's like fumbling the phone, Nah, I'm here. Like, I don't know. That's what I liked about it.
Totally.
Anyway. Okay, so whatever, I'll say it again. Thanks for joining us for Brain Candy. We'll see you next week for John Woo's Hard Boiled. Goodbye.
See ya.
Toodles.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. If you'd like to check out the show notes for this episode, you can do so in your podcast app, choice, or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/348. Wow, we're getting close to 350. How about that?
Crazy.
Oh, if you'd like to support the show, you can support us on Patreon. You can tell people to check out the show. You can rate us and review us. That's huge. You can also send us money and coffee cards. I don't know, whatever.
You can just send us quotes from this movie.
Yeah, join us on Instagram at EBD Podcasts. Start a discussion. That's it. Thanks for joining us for Brain Candy. We'll see you next week for Hard Boiled. So long for now, folks.
Beady, beady, beady.
Hard muscles.
Hold that. I want to talk about drugs.
Heroin.
No, not heroin. Speed. No, not speed.
Hashish.
No, not even hashish.
What's
No, not horse tranquilizers. I just heard about this new drug that makes you happy. I just want to say, fuck happy!
Some days it's dark. Some days I work. I work alone. I walk alone. I know. Sweetness. Bring me laughter or not. Most days I work. Most days it's dark. Love me alone.
I can't go on. This is bullshit.